Hello, welcome. It's nearly 1 o'clock. We'll wait for a few more people to arrive. My name's Dion Swift, for those of you who don't know. I'm a textile artist and I am based in Yorkshire, in Holmfirth actually, in Yorkshire. And also I have a studio in Abruzzo in Italy, which sadly I can't get to just at the minute. Should have been there at the moment, but not quite possible. But as soon as I can get there, I will. And so, because I am somewhat limited in my travel arrangements at the moment, every weekday at 1 o'clock, I'm doing live broadcasts from my studio. Sometimes I talk about my work, sometimes I do some demos. Can you hear that little noise? So it's really blowy here in Holmfirth at the moment, and sometimes when the wind picks up, there's something loose outside that vibrates when the wind goes across and makes this lovely hum. So you might hear that occasionally. Today every day talk about something different, try and offer you something new, a little perspective on my life, my work, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about, projects that have yet to be finished, projects that have yet to be started, projects that maybe involve you, like the virtual quilt project that I talked about a few days ago, and you can find information about this on my website, and there's a link right at the top of my page, Facebook page timeline to this, and we'd like everybody to get involved. All the information is there. You can go and have a look. Loads of submissions are coming in from all over the world at the moment, and every few days I load them onto my website so you can see this beautiful and very, very colourful virtual quilt that's appearing. So please go and have a look at that. Beginning to get a bit warm. I'm going to take a layer off. Hang on. So today, what I thought I would talk about, because yesterday was you all seem to really like the drawing and the colour work that I did yesterday on yesterday's video. Today I'm going to do another drawing technique that some of you will have done before. And I would rather than view it as producing a drawing hi Maggie. Rather than producing a drawing that you're going to put on your wall, you are training your eye. That's what this is really about. And you have to kind of hone in, or I feel I have to hone in my observational skills. It's not just something where I can sit down and it happens straight away. I need to kind of ease my eye in, ease my hand in, but more than anything, really concentrate and direct my vision, my levels of concentration onto my subject matter, and work really very hard at how I translate that into my hand and then onto the page. And you can learn this stuff, or you can train yourself in the same way that you can maybe train your voice in a choir. You can train your hand-eye coordination. And this is one little tip or one little exercise that you can have a go at while you've got time. You need a subject matter. I've literally just pulled a tray out of one of my shelves, and this is going to be it. It doesn't matter for me that much what it is, so long as I've got something to look at and draw from. It could be literally anything. I don't need to be overly inspired by it at this particular point in time. I just need to have it fairly nearby. Now I'm right-handed. This is important. So I'm right-handed. I'm going to put this over to my left-hand side, out of view. I've actually managed to sharpen a few pencils. I've got sketchbook ready, and I'm going to twizzle myself so that I'm facing more to the left and I can see my objects in front of me. And I'm kind of going to move my page back. I want to move it so that you can see it while I'm doing it, but I'm going to try and face the other way so that I can't see it. You can see what I'm doing, I think, just if I put it there. The temptation here is to always look at your page while you're drawing. This isn't helpful. The information that you need to articulate is in your subject. It's not on your page. So keep your eyes, get 100% of the information from your subject. So keep your eyes on your subject, and the actual end result is irrelevant. So please don't look at here, okay? I'm going to find a point in the middle of my messy composition and kind of start roughly in the middle of the page. Now I'm not going to look at my page, I'm not going to look at you. So I'm going to feel for the edges of the page, so know roughly how much space I've got. Pick a point, broken pencil, change, pick a point and make a start. What you need to do is visually follow a line on your subject and try and concentrate to also follow that line with your hand. Pretty tricky while talking. You have to use a thing called continuous line drawing. There's no other way to do it, because otherwise you would have to look at your page, and that's not part of the plan. You are going to end up having to backtrack on yourself several times to be able to create a whole image, and the likelihood is that your lines won't join up again as you go round a whole object. That's okay. It's more about the process in this case. Now, as textilers, I think a lot of you are textilers who kind of watch me, or as makers, creators in general. Process is a huge part of what we do. We enjoy, textilers enjoy process. So enjoy this process, enjoy the process of looking and investigating your objects, your subject, in a very, very different way. You also, it's very useful to understand the comparison between what you see, gone off the page there, that makes it very difficult, between what you see and how that impacts on the movement of your hand. Sometimes, ideally, you end up seeing more in the composition than at first you thought, which can give you patterns, can give you structures, can give you notions that are somewhat unexpected. So I've gone off the page there, that's one of my bottles done. So I'm going to have to jump back on the page and hope that I'm in roughly the right place for the next jar that I want to follow. I'm following an exterior edge. Now where the line changes direction, I have to make a decision about whether I carry on that way or whether I go around the neck of the jar, which is what I'm going to do. Then another jar comes in front, another little bottle comes in front of this one, so I'm going to have to go round that and continue with the lid of my Quink ink. And then the Quink ink doesn't have a bottle top that's smooth, it's got little indentations running all the way around that ellipse. They may or may not join up as I come back round. So this is a combination of continuous line drawing and blind drawing, and it's an eye training, concentrating, almost meditative process that makes you focus just on one thing and ideally not worry about the outcome. Right, I'm going to stop there. Can you see what I've done? So it isn't a drawing that I'm necessarily going to use to make a stitched composition with. It's about training. You know, when kids are at school, they do lots of maths exercises so that they get better at maths. They do lots of comprehension exercises in English so they get better at English, etc., etc. You've got to do the same. And I do this to help make that eye pencil coordination work for me. So there's my little offering for you for today. Give it a go. There's plenty more exercises of this nature. This is one that I mention in my Developing Sketchbooks workshop, and we go into it in more detail in the Drawing for Textiles workshop. All of those are online, and the information is all on my website. There we go. A domani tutti. Ci vediamo presto, spero. Ciao ciao.